are businesses being affected by legal changes just in general?
I think probably one of the most widespread legal landscapes that changes, ever changing, is privacy and data security. Once upon a time, I think companies were able to protect their own confidential information as well as their clients' confidential information. But what we've seen now is there's this greater emphasis on individuals' personally identifiable information, PII. And so because of this, we've had this explosion of data protection regulations to protect personal data. And so we're not left without some sort of guidelines or regulations as to how to protect and secure personal data. But we do have to navigate each of those. I mean, there's GDPR, there's the UK extension of that. Switzerland has a regulation, Canada. I mean, on and on and on. Lots of countries are coming out with their own data protection regulations to protect their citizens. We're even seeing states, US states, that are doing the exact same thing. They are having their own data protection regulations put into place. And if you do any kind of measurable business or have any kind of proximity to that state with your business, you have to abide by those. I think California probably has the most comprehensive one.
Is that fall mainly in your role, or do you have to consult?
I work very closely with our IT security director, Kevin Sefcovic. We are basically just like a collab team when it comes to anything data privacy, because there's always going to be the legalese, and then there's also going to be those technical and organizational measures that are above my head when it comes to, like access,
because you're like, hey, like, are we compliant with this? And he's the one that should be able to tell you yes or no. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think we have to look at it. You have to look at those things twofold. I'm always interested when I see someone hiring like a data security person and they have no legal background at all, because I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, you're going to have to team with the legal department on that. There's just some things in there that I feel like are even hard for me sometimes to go ahead and decipher what is it that they're actually want us to do to meet this requirement, or is this requirement going to be burdensome? Because a lot of times with data security, it's the pricing of having to put things in place, whether it's now we have to carry cyber insurance, or now we have to, make sure we put into place a robust information security system, and, having the backup and the physical security. I mean, there's so many things that play into information and data security now that companies are definitely having to invest people, time, and effort just to make sure that they meet their legal compliance obligations.
How do you stay on top of it all?
When it comes to data privacy and security, one of those ways is the fact that luckily it does change, and we have to morph things like our privacy policy or our agreements too, but they're not happening so rapidly that you can't it's really just trying to keep it in line, like which, data transfer mechanism has been invalidated, and what's stepping in, and what are we going to have to do under that? What certifications? So really, it's a team effort. It's not just me keeping it in line. There's so many players in the company that help me do that. But I just, I really try to be there in the forefront to say, what is it that you need me to do policy and agreement wise to ensure that we're in place? Because I may not be able to make, like those technical changes that need to go into place, but I can definitely make sure that we're contractually covered.